Good evening, and so also welcome to the Winnie Newsroom, and also let's get started with breaking news that which also I think it's also occur on Thursday as well, but today it's March 13, and I think it's around 6:48 p.m. in Thailand time. So I'm gonna start with breaking news as well, which I would say there have been some terror attacks. I would say in two places, one in Michigan and also one in Virginia University, which at first I would say at Michigan Synagogue and also University, and also after these attacks, there have been some concern out on the safety, which is in American companies have concern about these safeties as well. And also, if we go back to Thursday, which this week, and there have been some pair of attack which all over 700 miles apart, which also on Thursday, I would say, which also struck many hearts of Americans, which also hearts of American communities, which also shocked the Americans, which I would say the nonsense, I would say an easy sense of security. First of all, I would say the first shooting was also occur. With first one, I would say the Virginia University in the military town, but after these incident, next hour later, there have been some attacks as well. I would say, which is also targeted by a vehicle ramming attacks, which also on a Michigan synagogue, and I would say also left with shock and also I would say terrifying. And for the place of shooting, I would say at Virginia, which also in a old Dublin University. I would say the the person I would say the person who was committed by a veteran, which I would say who was convicted as a ISIS reporter. No, my apologies, supporter. By the way, and also I would say the teachers. I would say the ROTC. I would say the student which also subdued and also kill him, which I would say kill the attacker, which according to the source, which also from the FBI as well. And then hour later, let's get into it. I would say the incident that happened occur in Michigan synagogue, which also the vehicle was rammed into the temple Israel synagogue, which also located in a West Bloomfield township, which attacked in this synagogue, which also according to FBI. But why this synagogue? Because they target I would say the attacker was going to target the Jewish community, which the attacker was also a U.S. citizen that who was born in Lebanon, which I would say USC. I would say for this information, I would say the nationality, which I was a U.S. citizen, and also, but I think he was born in Lebanon. For these informations are from USCHS or a U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which according to a U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and I would say according to the official, which also the local government, I would say the synagogue, there have been some more threat alerts, for example, high alerts of potential violence, which on the week before the attack, which also last week, the building obviously became flames, which also after the suspect drove, I would say they carry a rifle and also a numbers of explosive as well, according to the local government. But now, I would say the incidents are already happening, but all the incidents are already happening. But I would say, according to a Michigan Attorney General, Dana Nessel, which I would say also saying there is a clear nexus which is between the Iran war and also the attack, and she also adding that it's no coincidence the suspect that targeted a synagogue which is named Temple Israel as well. What I'm gonna say, the people that who are attacked, I would say there are out I think there are currently, I would say, arrests, and I would say were convicted as well. And for the name of suspect, if it's for Michigan Synagogue, I would say the suspect was identified, I would say, identified by DHS, the US DHS, as a 41 years old Amin Mohammed Glali, which he was born in Lebanon and also became naturalized US citizen in 2016. But however, he also was sent to the hospital, but um, the why he was sent, because I would say there's some many attack. For example, I would say at least 30 law enforcement officer, which also the previous agency. If you looking back the previous information, I would say the numerous agency that he got an arrest, that he was arrested, has taken to the hospital for a smoke inhalation and also for the attack. I would say no, for a security guard as well. And next, I would say let's go to a Virginia University shooting. For the Virginia University shooting, I would say the shooter also identified as a convicted ISIS reporter, which also the gunman identified by the FBI as a 36 years old Mohammed Balajala, which also a former Virginia National Guard member, who was pledged guilty to an attempting to aid to a ISIS in 2016. But I would say these incident, I would say the student also, I would say, take down the attack which by a ROTC student, which also who not hesitate to confront as well. And also the ROTC students, I would say, in the classroom was, I would say, kill the shooter, which also being said by the FBI special agent in charge domestic events as well. And there are some, I would say, there are some victims as well. And also the person who was killed, which also a Lit Cole Brandon Shaw, which these information are from a Virginian governor, Abigail Spanberger, I think Spanberger, which also who would describe him as a devoted ROTC instructor, which also who didn't just led a life of a service to our country, and he also taught and led another to follow that path, which lastly two other were also hospitalized for the injuries that the incident that was occurred as well. And also, and now currently, I would say they were currently under investigation as well. Now currently, I would say there will be more some update according to these investigation, because I would say these news, I would say, are currently developing story and also are breaking news as well. So I would say be right back for more information as well. So that's it from Winnie Newsroom, and bye bye.